Welcome into NA Now, joined here with Aberdeen Wings head coach Scott Langer. Scott, first off, thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule to meet up with us and do this for us. Let's just first kind of jump back into last season, a flashback. You got back behind the bench mid-season. The team got hot late. You guys made the playoffs, but were eliminated in the opening round. How would you view last season as the success you found on the ice for your team?
Yeah, it was a really hard season. One of the hardest in my career, just because we fought so many injuries and so much sickness. It just didn't seem like we could ever put a full lineup on the ice. So I think with what we had, finishing where we did was probably really good. A little bit of overachieving, but not good enough for what we want here in Aberdeen. There's definitely some sour taste the way that we got bounced out of the playoffs. But you know what? St. Cloud played well. They scored, we didn't, and that's just how it goes in the NAHL.
You had a good number of college commitments last season. Does that feeling ever get old, seeing those kids achieve those dreams out there on the ice?
No, it's kind of the ultimate goal. I mean, obviously you have to put that alongside with winning a cup. But
Right.
I mean, those two go hand in hand. Obviously, the further you go, the more commits you get. But it's always the best, when you see those guys, especially in our league, because it tends to take them a couple of years to develop. And once they hit that spot where they're good enough to play Division I hockey, it's special. I think the league takes a lot of pride in it. Aberdeen takes a lot of pride in it, and it's always fun as a coach when the player comes in and says, "Hey, I just committed." That's a great part of what we do.
Looking forward to this upcoming year. What were some of the biggest needs that you found that your team needs during the off season?
Well, I mean, we certainly needed to key on some goaltending. With Cole Moore, he carried most of the weight last year, had an excellent season, and with that, he's moving into Bowling Green. So we had to go out and find a couple goaltenders. So we're working on that, and down the middle, we lost a lot of centers. So we focused on that in the draft, and we think we did a pretty good job of securing some guys down the middle.
You got some returning players from last season's squad. What are you expecting from those guys taking on more of a leadership role with the Wings this year?
Well, I see that's the key thing is the leadership. We need these guys to come in and understand our culture, understand what we are about in Aberdeen, and to make sure that we put our arms around every guy that comes in that's never been here before and make them realize how special it is to be a Wing. And
Mhm.
I think this core of guys coming back, I know this core of guys coming back have the capability of doing that. And if we want to get back to where we were at for quite a few years, those guys are going to have to do a great job leading this team.
Scott, give us kind of the feel of the atmosphere at an Aberdeen Wings game. Pardon me. Tremendous turnout you guys get. You guys have a great fan base, but just talk about what it's like to coach in that environment every weekend.
Yeah, and not just coach or be able to recruit to it
Hmm.
because they're so passionate. You look at the fan base hasn't really changed, and Aberdeen's had its ups and downs, and they just continue to support the product here. Our guys are treated like professional hockey players. The town isn't huge, so everywhere they go, they're seen, and it's great. I mean, sometimes those fans are beating our players to the arena on game day. They're
Right.
they're standing in the lobby 2 hours before the doors open just to get their seats. So
Yeah.
it's a really fun atmosphere in
Yeah.
Aberdeen. We get super excited on game night, and I think our home record shows that those people are important.
True home ice advantage right there, right?
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Central Division. We all know how tough it can be and how last year is razor thin. What type of players do you need in the Central Division to find success, especially in the postseason?
You need guys that can score because the goaltending tends to be really good in the Central. You have to get up and down the ice. Most of these guys are seasoned coaches in our
Mhm.
division, and they do a heck of a job. So you need guys that are going to buy in and play hard. I think the biggest thing is what we try to pride ourselves on is just being hard to play against every game.
Yeah.
You need skill. This is a skill division that can really skate, and it's a bigger, stronger division. And it's just you got to kind of have all the pieces in this division. You're not going to get by just with one line or a couple good D and a goalie. You got to be deep if you're gonna go as far as say Austin did last year.
Right, right. Scott, you've been to the Robertson Cup 3 times since 2017. What's your secret on getting back there?
Well, we're just going to work hard, this off season. I was not happy with where we finished, so we got right to work. My assistants and we got right to work. We're happy with where we are. Our main camp was decent, and we're just going to go to work every day. And I know
Yeah.
that's a lot of people say that, but no, we're going to go to work every day, and we're going to find a way to be back at the top because that's what Aberdeen hockey is.
You're the all-time leader in NAHL wins. What motivates you to keep coming back every year?
Well, the players, my ownership is fantastic. Totally enjoy working for the Odie family.
Mhm.
The players that we've been able to recruit here are great people, and let's face it, winning's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It's a true motivator just when you get kicked in the shorts a little bit and you don't win. So
Right.
winning's fun,
Yep.
and I enjoy winning every day.
Speaking of getting kicked in the shorts, we'll have a fun little last question for you here. Who wins a Royal Rumble match of Central Division mascots?
But it's got to be Winger.
100%.
I mean, why wouldn't Winger take that match?
Exactly. Scott, we appreciate your time. Thanks for doing this.
No problem. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.